morning to you. Thank you for joining us. You're watching the Rise and Thrive Breakfast Show on not just another channel, Camnet TV. I'm your host. My name is Precious Mzea Sakaleji, and I have another host on the other side. Her name is Liseli Kanyanga.
Good morning.
Hi.
How are you?
Did you miss me? No? Okay, fine.
But I saw you just last week.
Oh, we'll be seeing each other more often this day. You saw me once last week, Liseli, on a Tuesday.
Just once?
Yeah.
Well, I think, you know, you have one of those faces that you think about often. You know, and the thing is that I see you on TV, so it's like I see you every day. How are you, though?
I'm fine. I almost said, oh, daddy, but oh, mommy.
Jaida.
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
How's been your week?
My week has been great. It's been a good week.
It's good to have you back in the field.
Yeah, I was about to get there.
I was reading the news and then I heard your reports and I'm like, she's back.
I'm back.
She's back. After a long time.
After what? How many years? I think about three years of not doing field work. It feels good to be back and, you know, at a time like this.
Yeah, we needed you.
At a time like this.
So anyway, for those of you that are catching us just now, we have just gotten started and we're trying to make sure that we update you on what's happening around you. Currently, we have a state funeral. Yesterday, there was a holiday, no working holiday, that was declared on Thursday evening by the head of state, President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, that Friday, the 2nd of July, will be a holiday, a non-working day in honor of the late Dr. David Kenneth Kaunda, and he will be put to rest on the 7th of July 2021. So we're just trying to get into that atmosphere. We're already in it because the 21 days of national mourning will be coming to an end on the 7th, is it?
Yes, on the 7th. So
July.
Yeah. We saw a number of head of states coming into the country yesterday. We saw the head of state from Botswana, from Namibia, South Africa, is it Saudi Arabia? We saw quite a number of head of states and representatives from the European Union, the Commonwealth. It's just unfortunate that the first Republican president wasn't accorded, you know, the funeral that we would have wanted.
Yeah, true.
We would have wanted to give him more honor, and I know lots of other people outside Zambia would have wanted to be in attendance, but it's quite unfortunate.
Because of the COVID-19.
Yes, because of the COVID-19, we are rather unable to host the funeral that would have wanted to host. You know, it would have been nice to have that powerful send-off, artists on stage doing whatnot, you know, like those big funerals. But it's unfortunate that we need to adhere to the COVID-19 guidelines. Yes, but anyway, with that being said, we still honor him regardless, because at the end of the day, it's not about what you do, it's about what you feel. And we know that he was a great hero. He was a great hero, and we continue celebrating his life. Yes. In as much as we did get to have the state funeral that Liseli is talking about, at least we know deep down our hearts that we continue celebrating his life. But anyways, quickly getting into the lineup for the program today. We've got a whole lot of things fully packed for you, but right now, as we always do on the Rise and Thrive Breakfast Show every Saturday, we promised something which we did not fulfill. Can we have it next week? What did we do? If you're a keen follower of the Rise and Thrive Breakfast Show, you will remember that we were supposed to be part of the morning boost. Oh, you completely forgot? You said we or you? No, we said we. As in me and you? Of course. As in us? It was a challenge. You were saying that you were... I accepted? Of course you did. Damn. Precious doesn't turn down a challenge. Next week. Next week. Let's... Okay, next week. Next Saturday. So next Saturday, we're on the morning boost, a bit ready. Yeah. So, options are faint, but anyways, let's quickly get into the morning boost and then we continue with the conversation on the other side. Good morning.
It's a beautiful morning and I welcome you to Morning Boost. I'm so glad that you've tuned in and hope you had a great night. So let's do some workouts this morning and we're going to have a great time. So we're going to start with a warm-up and then make some aerobics movements for today. Okay, ready? Let's go. A beautiful morning to everybody and welcome to Morning Boost. Let's go. Go. And the V step now. Let's go. Last V step. Back to step touch. V step. Let's go. Let's go. And marching. And 4, 3, 2, step touch, go. Bring in your hands now. Let's go. Let's go. Just a quick workout in the morning. Not a full-fledged workout, no. Keep going. And 4, 3, 2, hamstring, go. Four, 3, 2, step touch. Four, 3, 2, and hamstring. And 4, 3, 2, step touch. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Keep going. Stay at it. Go. Easy basic workouts for the morning. And marching. Skip jump now. Go. Let's go. Skip. Try this. Even if you feel heavy in your body, you can do this. Let's go. There's always a first time. You may struggle, but it's doable. Let's go. And 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Change now. Let's go. Very easy for a morning workout. Lift your knee very high. Go. Let's go. Stay at it. Stay at it. We're going to bring in a kick now from a knee high to a kick. Go. Go. Let's go. Let there be a blood circulation on your legs so that you don't have that numbness you feel at times. Kick. 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 Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Straight kicks now. Go. Straight kicks. Go in the sides. Okay, keep going. Almost done with our 5 minutes workout. Knee high. Try this every morning. It's going to do wonders to your body. Let's go. We're almost there. All right. right, team. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. This is Isaac Matza, your presenter. I'm going to see you next time at the same time. And have a great day. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great day.
Wow. You know, looking at him, I'm just thinking at how fit and how unfit I am. Because I don't think I can manage to do that.
How fit?
But I think
that's like just 5 minutes, they said.
It's 5 minutes of working out. Like, yeah, crazily working out.
People do 30 minutes?
Okay, you know, the last time that I worked out, I got sick.
That's why.
I'm just being honest. I am just being honest. I did some aerobics and I think I overworked myself. Because you know, you need, yes, for the first time,
as a beginner,
you need... It needs to be a gradual process, but I think I overdid it because it was like aerobics and then there was Zumba and then I was excited. So the following week I felt as if I had malaria. I'm like, I'm like, no, this is not the way to go about it. Anyway, you're watching the Rise and Thrive Breakfast. Just another channel. As Precious had alluded to earlier, we have quite an interesting show lined up for you. So many things happened during the course of the week. As you may be aware, we are only a few weeks away towards the general elections, which is set for the 12th of August 2021, and everything, almost everything really that has been happening is revolving around that. We have seen quite a number of things happening, like violence in some selected parts of the country, the lifting of the ban by ECZ in Mpulungu, Namwala, and Nakonde, other than Lusaka, for both the UPND and the Patriotic Front. Well, if you want to hear more of that, do join us after this short break.
2021 has been described as a highly politically charged year. This is because every 5 years the country goes to the polls, and that 5 years elapses. With only a few months remaining down to the ballot, the battlefield to appear on the ballot is becoming fertile. A lot of people are expressing interest of appearing on the ballot.
In all this, our interest is to put the duty bearers, the leaders, and those aspiring to task by asking the relevant questions.
If you're an aspiring candidate, be it councillor, mayor, or member of parliament, get in touch with us to get yourself on the verdict.
We go beyond speculation in dealing with policy and governance issues. The right questions are asked to help you make a verdict.
For more details, you can call us on 0962 965883, 0979 753010, or email us info@KamnetTVAfrica.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Join us on Camnet TV
every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at 17:45 hours
on a new program dubbed The Verdict.
Remember that Camnet TV is not just another channel.
Welcome back. You're still watching the Rise and Thrive Breakfast Show on not just another channel, Camnet TV. Yeah, like we earlier mentioned before we went on a break, to say there's a whole lot of things that have been happening as we're headed towards the August 12th polls. General elections I was checking on my voter's card yesterday.
It's safe? I haven't seen it for some time, but I think I need... It's an error, eh? It's a total error not to be aware where your voter's card is.
Today, it's an assignment. When you go home, go and check where you had put it. We can't afford this. Do you know what the vote can do?
No, I'm going to check.
You might be that person.
Because you know the thing is that I avoid moving with it in my purse because my purse may be stolen. My NRC I can replace immediately. My driving license I can replace, but my voter's card.
Do you know how we keep vital documents like birth certificates, shanshan? Do
you have your birth certificate?
I need to ask my mother.
I don't have my birth certificate. I only have my under 5.
You know, such documents. Actually, I need to check with my mom.
Yeah, no, you should. I think at this point in your life, you need to have all your documents.
It, what do you do?
I think you can have. You can get one
using your under 5.
Yes.
No. Yes.
Yes, you can. Because I don't think in the past it was as fast as it is now. Because I remember with my daughter. They give you a certain number of days, I think 2 weeks or a week from the time that she's born. First you go there and then you register and then you wait a couple of days, or is it a week or something, and then you get the birth certificate. But I don't think it was as immediate in the past. Yeah, that's why a lot of people don't have birth certificates. And then people feel lazy. The moment that you acquire your NRC, then you forget about your birth certificate. But it's also an important document,
which is very true. And where you get it? Where you get the passport replacements from? Is it passport, NRC replacement?
Okay, it wasn't me that did it, but yeah.
But it's the same department. Yeah, it should be the same department.
No, national registration.
Yeah, national registration offices.
Anyway, as we mentioned earlier, we have quite interesting things lined up for you. Lifting of bans, banning. The amnesty report, the rubbishing of the amnesty report,
inflation rate,
the inflation rate, quite a number of things. My mind is blowing up with a lot of things that have happened during the course of the week.
Now that you've mentioned these topics, my attack is on the inflation rate. My groceries managed to increase my budget. My groceries.
That was so random.
Just saying.
You know, everything. Yesterday I was doing a story on Salaula Traders, and we went to, you know, where Spa Simpson building is, where the wholesalers sell, and we had interviews with quite a number of people. Unfortunately, they were very afraid to be on camera because of, you find quite a number of non-Zambians on that side.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah,
true.
So I was touched in the sense that I spoke to this man and he told me that the business belongs to his uncle and it's been running for a number of years, since 1986, and they're actually closing down.
Because they can't afford.
Because the kwacha isn't performing well. The depreciation of the kwacha has really affected them. Yeah, against the US dollar, because now they have to buy things in like 4 times, 5 times what they were buying, let's say in January of 2020, and it's really hit them hard. So he's like, they're actually winding up business because they can't afford, it's not sustainable anymore. Because at the end of the day, when you make a loss, even for maybe, let's say 5 bales, it's too much to recover because of what you're spending. And then, you know, the customers themselves, the retailers, don't want to also make adjustments. In as much as they are making adjustments, it's about, you buy a bale, let's say you bought a bale in 2020, July, this time around, costing 2,300 or 2,800, somewhere there. You're buying it for 5,000.
Which is like double the price.
Which is like double the price. They have increased by margins of 1,000 to 2,000 on bills.
And there's no way the dress I was buying at 30 kwacha I can buy it at 60.
No, those things that we were buying, let's say at 5 kwacha, is now 15 kwacha, is now 30 kwacha. So most businesses are actually closing down as a result. Yeah, so things are hard amidst the COVID-19 because, you know, things are happening globally.
Have been disturbed because of the pandemic. I'm not surprised. I know a shop that not is closing down, that closed down because of the same situation. It's also owned by a foreign national, and he mentioned the same thing. He said, when I make the money here, I have another shop back home. So when I make the money here, the profit, I have to split this shop here and the shop on the other side. But it's like the shop on the other side has maintained, but for this one, it's like it wants more than what I was putting in. So
and business like that is not sustainable if you're making losses. If your profit margins have reduced to a point where you're going into the negative, you're better off closing.
But anyway, we shall survive. We shall survive. We shall survive.
A lot of adjustments need to be made then in that regard. Anyway, their appeal was that government should consider reducing tax and also subsidizing second-hand clothes. But then every sector needs a subsidy. Everybody wants a subsidy for whatever it is that they're dealing with, whether it's electronics, because everything has gone up on the international market. And you know, as you may be aware, we don't produce the majority of the things that we use. Let's say clothing. It was interesting to note that I watched a news story on another news channel, and I saw Mulungushi textiles being injected with some money, and they are hoping that it would run. But then my main concern is that I only see this story this time around after 5 years.
Something's fishy. Tilapia.
Anyway, let's get into that amnesty report, which has caused a lot of debate, quite mixed feelings. They're coming from different stakeholders. Others are saying, no, Amnesty International is too big of an institution for their report to actually be rubbished. But government, on the other hand, says, well, facts reveal for themselves. Zambians should disregard completely the Amnesty International report. So let's have those two clips played back to back. The one by former Justice Minister Given Lwinda, and also the report done by myself in the capacity of a reporter in the newsroom.
Suppression of human rights, police killings, crackdown of human rights, violations of the right of freedom of assembly, violation of the right of association. These are some of the things highlighted in the latest report by Amnesty International focusing on Zambia. In this report, according to Amnesty International's Director for East and Southern Africa, Deprosi Muchena, says years of intensifying repression have put Zambia to the brink of a human rights crisis ahead of the August presidential election. Under suppression of human rights findings, Zambia has experienced a systematic erosion of the right to freedom of expression in the past 5 years. Authorities have abused the law to criminalize peaceful dissent, charging critics with a wide range of offenses including criminal defamation, incitement of public disorder and sedition. For example, according to the report, on the 9th of March 2020, police arrested a 15-year-old boy in Kapirimposhi and charged him with 3 counts of criminal libel after he allegedly criticized President Lungu on Facebook. He is currently awaiting trial. Under police killings, the report revealed that the crackdown has also led to an escalation of excessive use of force by the police, which has been fatal in some cases. On the 22nd of December 2020, police shot dead 2 unarmed people at a gathering of opposition supporters, among other highlighted issues. Amnesty International has therefore recommended that the Zambian government immediately end the crackdown of freedom of expression, association by removing all underlined restrictions on the rights of people in Zambia to freely receive and disseminate independent information and express peaceful dissent. The recommendations are ensure that non-governmental groups can operate freely without undue interference. Amend the IBA Act of 2010 to remove the arbitrary closure of media highlights. Amend the relevant provisions of the Societies Act to remove the sections that empower the Registrar of Societies to deny the registration of new associations or deregister existing associations without objective criteria. Liseli Kanyanga Mubanga, Camnet TV News in Lusaka.
Follow your president. Refrain from violence. I'm talking about a non-violent person. And yet some people have decided to connive with international organizations, international NGOs, to create an impression that President Edgar Lungu is an anarchist. Having been the most recent Minister of Justice, I want to inform you, my dear friends, that report from Amnesty International does not even deserve to be commented upon because it is nothing but rubbish. It's total rubbish. And all of you can challenge Amnesty International to give us one name of a Zambian who was killed prejudicially. As a matter of fact, let them even name one person in Zambia who was executed, even following the law. As you all know, the Constitution of Zambia allows for the judiciary to take away lives of people. Many people have been sentenced to death. President Edgar Chagwa Lungu has said he shall never sign any execution order to kill any Zambian.
Well, quite interesting revelations made there by both the Amnesty International and former Justice Minister Given Luwinda. We may not have enough time to go through what other people had to say, but maybe just in summary, we had other opposition leaders reacting to the Amnesty International report. We had PEP, President of the PEP, Sean Tembo, saying that the Amnesty International as an institution is too big of an institution to be ignored. And he said facts, the UPND Alliance also mentioned that facts over feelings, in the sense that whatever it is that the Amnesty International report had to say is a true depiction of what exactly is happening. And if the ruling party, Patriotic Front, who are currently in government, think that we should disregard it, then they should prove otherwise. Sean Tembo actually mentioned to say that the Amnesty International report actually only highlighted 50% of the happenings that are currently happening in the country. And different stakeholders are still talking.
And also, just to add on what you were saying, I feel like the Amnesty International report is something that they would have taken enough time to analyze.
Reactions were given, I think, immediately, just a few hours after its release.
But for it to be trashed like that, I feel they would have given it more time. As in, I don't know if a meeting was supposed to be there so that they, apart from the written report that was there, to get to understand other things that were not in the report that are actually currently happening. Unlike the decision that was there to just like, everybody should disregard it because they feel it's something that, lack of better terms, they took it as if it's not necessary. But then it's what's happening right now and what's happening around.
If you want to be a part of the program, please get in touch with us on the number 0968675273 and 0973167840. Let's hear your contribution concerning some of the things that we are highlighting today on the Rise and Thrive Breakfast Show.
Yes, of course. And also the question that we are asking you today is, how would you want Dr. Kenneth Kaunda to be honored? You can get to our Facebook platform or get interactive with us. You can go to the Facebook platform and actually comment. A topic has been posted for you, or you can call in live in the studio on 0968-675-273. We would like to hear from you. How would you want Dr. Kenneth Kaunda to be honored? Just to add on to that, there was different stakeholders that actually came through and called on that we get to have a day every year. It might not be a non-working day, but just a day every year to actually celebrate Dr. Kenneth Kaunda. Do you think that should go through, or do you have a better way that you think Zambia as a country should actually be honoring the late Dr. Kenneth Kaunda?
I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
I would want to see Dr. Kenneth Kaunda on our money.
Ah, wow.
Like the rand with Nelson Mandela. I want to advocate for that.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Instead of
which notes do you think the
like all the notes, his portrait should be put on our, I was about to say our dollar bills, on our kwacha.
Well, that's actually a great suggestion. You should start a hashtag.
I think so. I think I should start a hashtag put Dr. Kaunda's portrait on the kwacha, on all our notes, or maybe even like the biggest notes, like the 100 kwacha,
the 50 and the 100 kwacha.
Yeah, but even on all our notes, like if we just would change the entire design, okay, maintain the colors of the notes and everything, so that, but just find a place where you can put his image.
Didn't we
I think
have
that way
back?
Yes,
we did. Yes, even on the coins.
That's how it was before, but then with time that was removed. But I think.
So you think we should go back to that?
I think we should go. Yes, in honor of him. That way, even people who will be born 3 generations from now, they would ask to say, who is this man?
And it's story.
What we are trying to avoid is for his legacy to be watered down.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
you should
alongside the holiday, alongside. I like what the National Museum did.
Oh yes.
I think we should have that story also. It's part of what's on the lineup for today, where the National Museum have opened, for just the first Republican president. When was the last time you went to the National Museum?
I was there in March, but not the one for here, the one in Livingston.
Oh, you haven't been to this one here?
I have, but you said when was the last time?
Oh, okay.
So I went to the one in our tourist capital. And
no, I actually haven't been to the one in Livingston.
It's
I only have been to the one in Choma.
Oh yeah? I have been to the one in Lusaka as well. The one in Livingston, I was amazed. I was amazed at how everything was just put together. The job well done to the people that actually put the brains together to come up with how things were arranged.
You felt like you had an opportunity to go back in time.
Exactly, you know, because let me just give you just imagine how it is when way back there were certain streets and cars were owned only by white people when we were being colonized then, and then there's a part where when you enter, you literally feel like you're back in the days. You see a car, there are 2 people there, you'd see where there's someone selling something. The part that creeped me out is the juju part.
Ooh. I know, even with the Lusaka National Museum, it's pretty much the same. And also,
I got goosebumps.
Yeah. And you know what they used to use? The fingers.
There was this funny.
If you have never been to the National Museum,
you should take time and actually visit one of these national museums.
Do they pay? If they do, but it's a very minimal amount. Please take your kids just to have a feel of our history. Yes. The Mailoni brothers, there's an exhibition just laid out for them, what they were using. Yeah. Okay, those guys were something else. Those guys were totally something else.
I was freaked out. I couldn't finish the section because it was too much for me to handle. It was a whole 3 wars of these things.
Yeah.
Some weird, oh my God, I was like, what? Yeah. But anyways, if you haven't actually visited any of our museums, you should actually take time and do so, because it's amazing. You get to literally travel back in time. You look at the tools that they were using, you look at what type of fruits they were eating, the struggle for freedom, the process, so many things. I got a chance to actually see the letters by David Livingstone. Though the handwriting is quite in a funny font, I couldn't clearly read, but I got an opportunity to see all those things. So you should actually take time to do that as well. And getting back to what we were talking about, an exhibition for the late Dr. Kenneth KAUNDA, where you can actually just go and learn about how he lived, how he fought for this country, and also helped fight for freedom for other countries. It's a great thing. I feel even when the stakeholders were talking about having a day to celebrate him every year, I think that will be my hashtag campaign on how we should honor the late Republican president.
Are you a breadwinner or a Kandolo winner?
At this point, I'm a Kandolo winner because fam.
Social media went crazy during the course of the week concerning sentiments that were
meant by some,
say, you know what, if you can't afford to buy bread, please feel free to have some kandolo. We are in season, but then the thing is that it's a season of food.
But you know, but now we should.
You had to switch. You just had to switch. Like the comprehension in English just jammed because it had to come from the heart. We have
survived because what do you call it? 10 kg? Kandolo. Let's say, for example, I don't know how much it is now because I don't remember the last time I bought kandolo. Kamedaka kandolo, mwashtana bread. The bread will last. The bread, you use it for a meal, one meal, depending on. It doesn't matter what family it is, as long as it's a family above 4 people. That you need to buy 2 loaves actually of bread, which is depending on what area you're at. Where I am, bread is 19 kwacha. Yeah, it's 19 kwacha. Okay. So if you buy kandoria 19 kwacha, that's literally 3 meals. Okay, mwabika konotu balala.
Okay, I am for the idea that kandolo tastes better when you want to eat it, not when it's imposed on you. And
eating it every day is
it's never nice when you don't have a choice but to eat kandolo. Kandolo should be a choice.
Bread
kandolo should be a choice.
Bread
kandolo should be a choice. Kandolo should be a choice. It's not food that should be imposed on people. I am serious. We have a caller on the line.
Campaign. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, my name is Sadu.
Mr. Sadu, from where?
Yucatan.
Please go ahead with your contribution this morning.
Yes, as you say, I mean, that's a good suggestion about KK to KK. To go back on the notes in Zambia.
Is that all?
Yes, picture.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. We used to have KK on our Zambia note. Remember?
Yes. And the coins too.
Yes. That's a good suggestion. I think we remember our best president.
All right, thank you so much.
Yes, and that's a good program. Continue.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, good day.
Okay, bye.
We should. I'll back you up with the campaign of getting KK back on the Zambian notes. So your campaign again?
I have too many campaigns. Kandolo should be a choice. KK back on the Zambian notes, on all Zambian notes.
Which other campaign? For now we're counting 2. Back to kandolo and bread. I get your point. Where
there are just certain foods, Precious, you crave for it. Let's say, for instance, kapenta should be eaten when you want to eat kapenta. When you are craving kapenta. Have you ever been, when you were younger, in your parents' house, you come back from school and they are tired,
hungry,
irritated, hungry, and you just want to eat. And then you are greeted by a scent of kapenta, or an aroma, rather, of kapenta.
My mom likes kapenta. I was a problem when it comes to eating kapenta. And then, not that the good thing, the fortunate part is that I always react when I eat kapenta. So that was my excuse. But then, fam,
you know, there is no food that I react to. There's nothing. If I don't eat something, it's because I don't like it.
I react
no. There is actually. Recently, I've discovered. Yes, I've just discovered that each time I eat meat, my legs are sore. My mom was even telling me to say, hey, you started early. Some of us started experiencing this in our 70s.
Oh, 70s.
Like, we enjoyed that. Yes, because like even now, the moment that I just eat meat, I won't sleep in the evening.
Sore legs.
My legs would be sore. If I eat it consistently, let's say maybe 3 times or continuously, hey, I won't walk.
Oh my God, that's really bad.
So I think, okay, fine, God, I hear you. You want me to become
healthy?
A vegetarian and not eat meat. Like the signal is clear.
It's so clear.
It's so clear.
You can't even ignore it. But anyways, there's just certain foods, like you put it, there's certain foods that you should only eat because you crave for it. But then we have been subjected to a life whereby you have no choice but to eat certain foods because that's what you can afford at that particular time. For example,
like you mentioned, expensive now.
Yes,
it's not even under the category of
something that you can afford if you don't have meals.
It's actually cheaper to buy chicken than it is kapenta. Because you know those tuma plastics for pimisali? How do you say that in English?
Toma sachets.
Toma sachets. No, but is that a sachet? No, it's not. A sachet is one that you
rip off.
Yes, you rip off.
But there are those that are packaged like
okay, those tuma ones where they measure in minimal amounts.
Tuma. Not Pamela.
No. Tuja to pimisa tuja. You can count the number of carpenters in that small plastic.
The one for 5 quarter. We have a caller. Hello. Hello.
Yes, Madam Precious.
Good morning, Wash Precious. How are you?
Thank you. Madam Nisei Mwashuko.
I'm quite.
Yeah, now I think the point of what scenario about yes. Even if tribal meeting. But Kenya Dala Elanda, like CND, Englishman. The Kenya you go Elanda, but you never can be him. So if you are saying about Papa, what you are talking about like CND, you are saying about the Tonga. That if you don't know, you will not support CND. So la vai sempre finale, non sapere cosa ma quale mi stava questo that's why but poi che vuole che io ho visto so di da un sco di video di un con fine del avere dato sempre ma a finire da fare molto che questo era poco onda di ara
quanto a tutte la vache precious
so that questo era a finire da fare
Thank you so much for your contribution, Vash Precious. We are not campaigning on this platform.
Yes, we are not. Please make sure that, I don't know what, lack of better terms, filter your views and opinion, that they are respected. Your opinion is not ours or not that of the TV station. So remember that you can come to you on 0968675273. We'll give you a red card, a political red card, if you're going to come and campaign on the breakfast show. We have a red card for that, so feel free to come and look at our red cards or call the numbers scrolling on your screen just in case you want to head that direction. But just getting back on the previous caller that we just let go of, he mentioned quite a number of things. He was pointing out to say in as much as you Chishin Bakambuli, Patriotic Front member, mentioned to say majority of the UPND members are Tongas. He apparently, from what he said, he's a UPND member and he's a Bemba. So he's saying not all UPND members are Bembas. So tribal remarks should be actually cut off, which is one thing I would agree with him. And also, apart from finger pointing, he mentioned about how we need to identify who is causing the violence in these districts. So yeah,
I don't know how your family is structured, Precious, but for me, it's diverse. Like, I don't need to, I'm Lozi by tribe. I don't need to go far to find another tribe within my cousins, within my nieces and my nephews. For instance, my other name is Muvanga, which is Bemba. My daughter is Bemba. How can I hate them? How can I hate my own blood?
And you know what, just when you said family structure, majority of my family members, both from my mom and my dad's side, are married to Bembas. And we have, let me just say that the tribes that are in my family, ones that I can recognize, we've got the Tongas, we've got the Bembas, we've got the Lozis, then there's the Luvale, then there's Kachokwe. You see, so we've got 5 different tribes, but it's one family.
And now imagine the roots of that. And this is not different from each and every other person that you come across. So, you know, we have merged so much that tribal talk shouldn't even be a part.
Shouldn't even an issue.
How do you hate your own blood? How do you hate your own child?
I don't know if we...
How do you segregate?
You know, I need someone from the time before us to come and tell us how marriages were then. Were you considering, no, Mulandu, so no, the Tongas and this tribe you cannot get married to such a tribe because of this and this and this and this. I feel we are way past.
To have a person, to have a person stand on a podium and utter such words is very disappointing. It's very disappointing. And even for himself, I think when you look at the structure of his family, it's no different from each and every other person's structure.
Family,
So it's quite unfortunate that tribal sentiments, that tribal remarks should be uttered by anybody, whether it's the ruling, whether it's the opposition. It shouldn't even be.
Shouldn't even be a topic of discussion.
Anyway, he was banned from campaigning by the Electoral Commission of Zambia for breaching the electoral conduct, which is gathering. He held a rally, which was not allowed.
In his defense?
In his defense, he says, ask Shemba Kambwili,
I'm very popular.
I can't help it but attract a crowd.
I mentioned
I know you are his biggest fan. You are his biggest fan.
When I was reading the news the other day and he was in the news, and I'm like, oh, come on. I know I missed you, but you didn't really have to come back.
You know, there are certain topics that I never comment. I just allow the callers to say something.
Yeah.
But you know, when something is... Because I'm Zambian at the end of the day.
At the end of the day,
and you know, when somebody is uttering tribal remarks, I'm touched because I have seen what tribal divides have done in other countries.
True, true. I remember.
And we know the thing is that we don't even have to look very far to look for examples.
There was that war. There was that war between
Burundi,
the Tutsis and the Hutus. I don't know if I've gotten the tribes correct. That was really bad. That was really, really bad.
It's Rwanda.
It's Rwanda, yeah?
Yes.
The Tutsis and the Hutus. I hope I've gotten the tribes right. And then there was another one. It's just happening recent. I've forgotten which country, but it's in the east on the other side.
Whatever
so
segregation
it's really bad.
in form
it gets
of tribe,
to the worst.
And you know, it's sad. It's sad. Like, let's just
We're past that, guys. I shouldn't not talk to you because you are a Bemba. I shouldn't hate you because of your tribe. But anyways, we have a
caller on the line.
Can you pick it up? Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, sir. How are you?
I'm okay, and you?
We are all right, thank you. Who are we talking to and where are you calling us from?
You are talking to Mutala Mumbi.
Bamtale Mnishan?
We know Mushan Kwai.
Ah, tulifia wino. Mulatu tumina kwisa?
Kumufurira.
Mwashibukeni kumufurira.
Na tushibuka wino.
Twatotera London mkwai?
Corona ine kwa Canada bo. Na I was disappointed in Goa Yashivaka Kwili Kumarechi. National Radio. Bakambwire twamufata kwa kujeka nivena ele kwa mugulana pamutundu ali inoshita awe Zanda utalifuine moreover ali inoshita tuketu analanda ali wazanda wanishi and he was the first person who I campaign, like I know him, you want to carry what KAUNDA Wapi. Bantu Kamwini, to a remove Kamwini Basaka, na wako mkere, wakata yawa KAUNDA. And the move of one of the Chakuntanshi, who was put up Kateka. Now imagine it was just to be a president. Our band, so let him start building down media. He may have personal problems, but since he should accept. There are so many people in jail, not with Mama and Puma. In fact, if it's no longer a prison, it is a correction center. If he has made a mistake, let him go through that process. Not to have you go down the child. I will talk about that. Now, even I was not that what you want now, that child, what you want to do. You remember, now I can wait in. Even you are going to want to want twalikwata abalamu Yesu abalozi twalikwata abatonga bagaluwale nabeera bafunya kristeeki awo twababata takire kwalekawolesa okuzishonewo bamenye bakimateko kuikwisa kansola kafunyi aitoya just translated bamateke banshi nonge amapepo yo amapepo ya praise for peace for peace we who take a fancy. No, there must be one of the bete bakafuni bazeki bete bakafuni babateke banchi nokuti atiyonge apesi ofisi amataki yeulesole kupapya matika kubivyo
mukupwirikisha bamutale mukupwirikisha mukusondwerera
itinatemwa ba HH ba epigalungu epota tulashika bakireka lepamuna bashimapepo baleto mutende muna tulashika makalinda beka lepanshi natotera mkwaye
twatotera mkwaye.
Thank you.
What a very interesting conclusion. I wasn't expecting that one, but he has a point. I would take it that that's how he would want the late Dr. Kenneth Kaunda to be honored, like for
at
his
such a time, to utter such words. Really?
But anyways, a previous caller mentioned to say he would in his conclusion he would love to have the main
clergy,
opposition and the ruling Patriotic Front to actually and the clergy to actually sit down, both parties, and so that they reconcile. I feel when they reconcile, there are a lot of things that will put behind us, that's tribal remarks, violence amongst our political party cadres, and these other things. And also he mentioned that Dr. Chishimba Kambwili should actually be sat down and spoken to, because during this period is not the time to utter such words. So you can also come through for your views and opinion, and also which topic of discussion that you'd like to comment on the number 0968675273, 0968675273. We are almost getting to the dying minutes of the show, but we would like to hear from you before we actually pack our bags.
In regards to dialogue, which you were suggesting by the churches, there is a new coalition that is on board that was created on the 1st of, launched rather, on the 1st of July, the Zambia coalition, and it was created in regards to the political violence that is currently happening in some selected parts of the country. The clergy is part of that, the Law Association, the Zambia Police. They want to sit and assert and ZCID as part of the coalition, the Evangelical Fellowship of Zambia, quite a number of different organizations. They want to be able to sit down and communicate and really establish where this violence is coming from and how it can be dealt with. I know a number of coalitions have been created in the past, and you know, during the launch we asked to say what makes this coalition any different from the other coalitions, because it's not like they haven't tried to sit down. It's not like the church hasn't tried through the Ministry of Religious Affairs to have even the opposition parties coming together. You find that when these people come together, someone will just shun.
Yeah.
One key important player will shun. They never, and even if they do, nothing realistic, okay, not realistic, nothing materializes as a result of these sittings. So we are hoping that this coalition that has been formed now will actually materialize to something, because a lot of key players are part and parcel of it, and it's being spearheaded by the Commonwealth.
And also, I think the main reason why everybody is calling for this is because of what has been happening in different districts of this country as we are heading towards the polls, is the violence in the country. And I commended the move that ECZ made not to lift the suspension of campaigns in Lusaka because of the reports of violence reports that are coming up and still mushrooming after many talks from different stakeholders and the commission itself to avoid that. Political party cadres, just recently we had a story that was when a political party member that was almost beaten to death by another political party because they were just wearing a certain political party regalia. Such reports, that's the reason why ECZ decided not to lift the campaign ban in Lusaka, and I definitely feel they should continue until that is dealt with, because at the end of the day, lives are lost. Political mileage, I think, for certain political parties, if you hear such reports of violence, different political parties fighting, it's a loss. It's like you are honestly decampaigning yourself. So if we cannot have a free and fair election, then what is the whole point of going this ends?
Because at the end of the day, elections are not necessarily about the particular day. It's about what happens before the actual election and what happens after the election. Because what we are seeing currently leaves very little to be desired. I should be able to walk freely and express myself freely wherever, as long as I am in Zambia. I should be able to campaign for the party of my choice without fear, without wondering who's going to hack me. I should be able to wear my political regalia freely, regardless of where I am in whatever district or whatever province. But you know, we don't have tolerance. People need to understand the simple fact that it is each and everyone's right to belong to a political party of their choice. Even if I wanted to support Mliokela, for instance, I have the right to. Nobody will stop me. If I believe that he's going to stand in 2026 and I start vouching for him, then so it shouldn't even be your business.
Exactly. And you know, it's so sad that we have gotten to a point whereby citizens are actually scared to wear certain colors because they're scared of being attacked. Just a few days ago, I was on social media, Facebook to be specific, and there was this young lady that was attacked because she was wearing a scarf of a certain color that is affiliated to a certain political party. She was literally harassed. It wasn't a political regalia. This is a scarf that we're talking about. And she was attacked. The scarf was gotten from her and she was almost beaten because she was trying to get her scarf back. Now, it's so sad that we've gotten to that point, and then you come and start talking about tribal remarks. Like, come on, fam. There are a whole lot of problems out there. And one thing you need to understand as a Zambian citizen is that you shouldn't be scared to belong to a certain political party, because like Liseli mentioned, that is your choice. When we head to the polls, you have the right to vote for whatever political party that you want to put in power. If we're going to maintain the current or we're going to change government, that is your choice. And one thing you need to know is that being violent, that it doesn't give you power. It doesn't really give you power. So if you're going to campaign and if you're a card and you're listening to it, that panga won't solve anything. Okay, beating up somebody because you want your political party to win, you're literally decampaigning yourself. And there are a lot of things that you need to consider before voting for a certain person or for a particular political party, either mayor, councillor, or the presidential seat. While you are headed to the polls on the 12th of August 2021, there are a lot of things that you need to consider before casting that vote. You need to know what the political party manifesto is, what they're going to bring to your community, what they're going to bring to your country. One thing you need to consider is that the decision you will be making on that particular day is something that you will live for or with
for the
next 5 years. So you need to make the right decision. If you're going to maintain the same government, or if you're going to change government, at the end of the day, it is your choice. Yeah. We denounce political violence.
At every
red line, underlined, capital letter.
Wow.
Tribal remarks out.
You know, it just shows that you can't put across your point without lifting your fists.
Violence. You have chosen violence.
Because at the end of the day, when you have a disagreement, even in the home, how does beating the other person solve anything? Because that's exactly what they're doing.
Oh, yeah, true.
That's exactly what they're doing. So it's just a reflection of where they come from. Just not being able to put your point across and resorting to punches, which is so unfortunate, because at the end of the day, we are growing our country, and younger people like us who are coming after these other politicians that have been there.
Generation.
You know, we are learning. At the end of the day, you learn a lot by actually observing. And then without you realizing, you're subconsciously picking up these trades, and you know, thinking that violence is the way to go. Imagine an election where violence is not even being talked about. Imagine the time that we are taking to talk about violence if we had time to talk about to analyze different aspects of manifestos. I don't think we would have been here as a country.
We are talking about suspensions and stuff like that.
No.
But I don't know, we pray that we get past this. Few more weeks to go. A month and a week.
Yeah.
Before we get, not a month and a week, actually a month and days. Because today is the 3rd.
Yeah.
The 3rd, so we have got, I'm trying to count, 7, 8, 9, 10, no. 6, 7, 8, 9, no. Yeah, those days. We have a month and some days. We have a month and some days before we actually get to the polls. All we can say, as me and Liseli, we denounce violence, and if you're in those groups that actually are doing campaigns for certain different political parties, you should not be a ladder of violence. You should be a ladder of peace. Campaign in peace. You will not lose anything. You will never see your leaders. I will say this again, and it's a lot of people say this. You will never see your leaders in the streets exchanging blows, ever, ever. You will never see NAREP leader with a panga. You will never see the MDC leader with a panga in the streets. You will never see which other party? MDC with stones. You will never see the FDD with stones, FDD presidential candidate with stones, stoning each other in the streets. You will never see that. So we don't know where you are. You don't know where we are learning that from. So just campaigning.
Actually, did you give me what you would want to see concerning the first Republican president being implemented in the long run?
No.
What would you want to see?
I would love to have a day specifically.
So a holiday?
Not really a holiday. It doesn't really necessarily need to be a holiday. Just a day where we will recognize him. Different media houses talking about how he
other than the day he was buried.
Other than the day that he was buried. It can also be the day that like we recognize him, memorial service. But then away from that, just a day to remember him every year.
Yeah.
Every year we should have that. I think I would love that. I'll back you up on him being back on the North because he was the founding father of this nation. He's a recognized.
He deserves to be on the North.
Across the globe. No, we're not just talking about Zambia and Africa. We're talking about the continent. Different people, for the fact that different countries had to lower their flags in honor. That's, for me, that was just it. He was a great man, and I feel there's a better way that he can be recognized. So, yeah, a day to remember him every year wouldn't be a bad idea. So, we're going now. Bye.
Wow. Well, it's been quite an interesting show that we had right here on Camnet TV, the Rise and Thrive Breakfast Show. Do join us for another exciting episode of the Rise and Thrive Breakfast Show. Next week we start every Saturday at 7:30 hours. So get your tea, get your kandolo, get your bread, get whatever it is that your porridge with brown nuts, your porridge with lemons. You need that vitamin C. And remember to adhere to the 5 golden rules of the COVID-19.
Wear your mask.
Wear your mask, number 1.
Avoid crowded places.
Avoid crowded places.
Wash your hands for at least 20 seconds or use alcohol-based hand sanitizer. If you have symptoms of the coronavirus, visit the nearest health center. And if you are to sneeze,
use your elbow.
5 golden
So
rules.
from Precious and I, it's goodbye.
Have
and
a
God bless.
beautiful day.